Hello, can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. Don't worry, I hit pause on my timer. So we're good. Everything's still here. I don't know why that happened. I turned off the Wi-Fi on all my other devices. My Wi-Fi is supposed to be really, really good, but that could have been a TikTok problem. Because I could still see your comments. Okay. So, let's keep going here. Let me start giving you these other messages that are coming through, Rachel. The first thing it says, let me go ahead and give you this one first. It says that you're going to be traveling. It says that there's travel in your future, so I would pay attention, which would mean that within the next month or maybe 3 months, you might have the opportunity to go on some kind of journey, or you might have the opportunity to travel. Spirit says that you're going to take a trip and that you should go, okay? Hi. The next thing, Spirit, is, you know what? You're saying that you wanted to visit home. That means you wanted to go back home. There are spirits of the dead that want you to go back home too, because there's one grandfatherly spirit out of all the other spirits that are showing up for you that is coming through really, really, really crystal clear for me. This man he seems relatively tall. He has white hair. He's bald on top. He's wearing a pair of glasses. He has on some kind of vest. He has a pocket watch. He looks like a cantankerous old man. He looks like someone who would be like a mad scientist. He's got white hair, but it's kind of bushy on the sides. At first, I thought that he was kind of like a college professor or someone that taught school. But he seems like someone who was an inventor or someone who made things. I see him wearing a pair of corduroy pants, thin corduroy, like striped pants. And I know that he's related to you, but it could be one of your grandfathers from either side. Sounds like your great-grandfather. He was very, very, very smart. It seemed like he was a very smart man. But that spirit keeps coming for you, and I think that you should listen to him. And if you feel like you're being pulled to go home, that's what you need to do, because that spirit is very, very strong with you tonight. You got to be careful with your fertility-related issues. Oh, Maggie, I'll deal with you later. I'll deal with you now. Block you. Fuck her. Can't deal with her. Sorry about that. So sorry. Can't stand that woman. It's hateful. So the spirit is saying that you have the ability to like conceive, or like right now is a time in your life that you might have the ability to get kids. And so the spirit is saying if you don't want to conceive, you need to make sure that he's putting a rubber on it, or you're taking birth control or something like that. Have you gotten pregnant, or do you feel pregnant? Anyway, you don't have to tell anybody. Oh, okay. Okay. So here's the thing, Rachel. I really don't suggest you have children with him, because I really, really feel like he's the person that you really need to get rid of. I feel like that person is not, I keep feeling like that person is the unhealthy. I'm adding you as a moderator, Alex. I feel like that person is the person that that needs to go out of your life. It's been too long, and like I said, I know you in a peripheral way. Hey, Psychwitch, I made you my moderator. If you give me $20, I'll tell you something about yourself, Bim, or you can get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so here's the thing. Now that you're telling me about the whole sugar mama thing, let me show you something. You pulled the 10 of bows. Jennifer just pulled the 10 of bows. You remember? The guy who was holding on to bows and he was walking? You also pulled the 10 of bows. But the 10 of bows that you pulled is the other 10 of wands, which shows oppression. You see how the bows are on the back of this person? You're working and you're working and you're working and you're working hard and you're slaving, and it seems like no matter what you do, you feel like you can't get ahead. Hey everyone, thank you for visiting my live. I'm doing a reading right now, so you guys can stick around and hang out while I finish doing my reading. You need a spiritual bath. You pull the 9 of hearts, okay? And the 9 of hearts says that you need to take a spiritual bath and you need to clean yourself off. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it to the next level, okay? You need to do a serious cleanse. But it's difficult because a person who is toxic to you is a person that you're living with. So how do you deal with cleaning yourself off, also living with someone that is a problem? All you can do is clean yourself off, and then a week later, try to clean yourself off again, and then a week later, clean yourself off again. This is a tip of advice for you, Rachel, and this is what I think you should do, but this goes for everybody. Listen, pay attention. This is very, very important. If you're going to do a serious spiritual cleanse on yourself to cleanse your energy, okay, and you're a root worker, or you're a witch, or you're someone that practices the practices that we practice, and you work with the herbs and the plants, which is what you should be working with, you want to make yourself a triple whammy clean. If you need a serious deep clean, you got to do a triple whammy. You need to make yourself a tea, you need to make yourself a spiritual bath, and you need to do a dressed candle, okay? So let's say you're going to do a protection candle. Protection and banishing, okay, is the first thing that everybody should learn. Pick the herbs that you're going to use for your herbal tea that's going to be cleansing, banishing, protective. Decide what you're going to use for your tea. You're going to take those same herbs and you're going to put them in your spiritual bath. You're going to take those same herbs and you're going to dress your candle with it. And so the night that you're planning to do your big cleanse, first, light your candle while you're taking your spiritual bath in the herbs, bathing in the herbs or using the herbs on your body in your spiritual cleanse. After the candle goes all the way out and you finish taking your spiritual bath, then it's time to make yourself a nice hot cup of tea and then drink your tea. Okay? So Rachel, I need you to do that kind of cleanse. Okay? Sometimes just one thing isn't enough. Hit it internally, hit it externally, and hit it in the atmosphere. That is how you do a serious cleanse if you're practicing serious witchcraft. Spirit says that there might be a job opportunity for you somewhere else. That came out of nowhere. Spirit says that right now they are opening a path for you. Spirit says with the Seven of Cups that there are many, many different directions your life could take right now. You are at a place in your life where you're going to have a lot of different opportunities. You're going to be given a lot of opportunities, and the opportunities that you want to take, you have a lot of choices, a lot of options, especially in the spiritual realm. Gaia is stepping forward for you. The green woman is stepping forward for you tonight. I don't know what particular deity that you use to represent the earth goddess, but you have a very, very strong connection with the earth and a very strong connection with the earth goddess. You need to do an offering for her. Like I said earlier, you have these Norse spirits that are coming for you. One is coming through with very, very strong Odin energy, but the other one that's coming through for you is a female, and she looks like she's some kind of seeress, and she looks like she could be someone who practiced Seder, okay? So you have like this Norse witch that's around you, or someone who practiced the northern tradition. You also have Simbis with you, or Nagas, okay? You have serpent spirits that are around you right now. The serpent spirits are water spirits, okay? You can find them at rivers and lakes and wells and springs and fresh waters and at ponds. You can even find them at marshes or in swamps. But you've got these freshwater Nagas that are around you. You're a wounded warrior. You've been through a lot. And you pulled the Nine of Wands. And whenever I pull the Nine of Wands for someone, it talks about someone who's tired. It talks about someone who has expended a lot of energy and a lot of life force energy and just feels in general beat up. And so what the spirit is trying to say is that you need to basically take a break. You need a little bit of a vacation. You need to do that. I blocked her. If I don't catch him, you can. We need to figure out a way for you to clean yourself off and also be able to recharge. The problem is that as soon as you feel recharged, you expend your energy again. Let me show you the card that I pulled for you, which is your Crystal Oracle card. You pulled Lapis Lazuli. I love Lapis Lazuli. It is a beautiful, beautiful stone. It is the stone that they used in Babylon a lot in their construction. Step up to sovereignty. It's talking about that you're a queen. You're a queen. It's like you're a queen of the spirits. You're a queen in the spiritual realm. And what the spirits are trying to tell you is that you need to step up to your queen energy and take control of the situation that you're in. All right? that was my 20 minutes for you, Rachel. I'm sorry that it got broken up like that. You're going to be okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you guys coming into my live. If anybody wants to act like an asshole or a fool, you'll get kicked and blocked immediately from my live. The next thing is I'm doing live readings, and that means that that I'm doing readings tonight. Love you. Take care of yourself. Right now, I just finished reading Rachel, and the next person that I'm going to read is Amanda. Amanda, where are you? Hey, Royal Phoenix, I'm sending you a virtual hug right now. A full body hug. I use tarot and oracle cards, but I'm a psychic medium, and depending on how things fly in the reading, I might channel. I might find there might be a spirit that wants to give you a message, but that's not guaranteed. I do look like Ronald Weasley, don't I? I also look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. You ready? This is my Ronald Weasley and my Scooby-Doo face. Who is that? Hey, Rose. It's better than being called David Spade. Everybody says, you sound like David Spade. Well, yeah, I guess. Where's Amanda at? Jennifer, I'm going to be doing a lot of live readings. Where is Amanda? There you are, Amanda. I got you. I'm going to shuffle up your cards right now. When you say your first reading from me or first reading ever? Oh my God, really? I'm popping your tarot reading cherry? I'm so excited. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That means I have to do a good job now. Oh, Amanda. That's so sweet. That's not the first time a woman has said that to me, though. It's not the first time I've heard a woman say that. I've never done this before, but I'll do it with you. I need to shut the hell up. This woman's like, why did I just pay this pervert $20? I'll go gentle. It's her first time. I'll go nice and slow. And then read her to filth in the very end. Because, you know, that's what every woman wants. Sweet, romantic in the beginning, and then brutally unhinged in the end. All right. I know, right? I'm dying over here. Especially in the bedroom, that's what I mean. You know, he's a nice guy. You can take him home to mom and dad. You know, all your friends thinks he's just a great guy. He makes a great dad. You know, he's a really cool dude. He's always compassionate and kind and considerate. He's never going to cheat on you. You know, he's not going anywhere. But when he closes the door, he's fucking Christian Grey in the bedroom. I know. I know what it is that you want. I know what you want. You want a man that looks good in the pair of jeans, that you're the only person that gets to unwrap him at night. What, am I lying? Did I lie? Is there anything where was my lie? I'm almost there. Amanda Panda. What's up, man? What's up, everybody? All right, Amanda Panda, let's read you. What's up, Cemetery Views photo? Okay, here we go. I'm asking Amanda's spirits and her spirit guides to step forward for me and her ancestors so that I can give her the messages that she needs to receive in order to improve the quality of her life as she's drawing closer to God. Okay. Take your time, Kimberly. I'm not going anywhere. Amanda, you have spirit guides that are stepping forward for me. You've got 2 male spirit guides that are very, very, very strong and very, very elevated that are coming through in your spiritual court. You actually have spirit guides that are coming forward for me. They're giving you some serious messages, though. Okay. All right, so here's what's going on with you. Here's the messages that I'm getting. Give me a second. You've got kind of like what I call one of those 50-50 readings. And that 50-50 reading is like, you got a lot of good stuff going on, but you got a lot of other stuff going on that's a little complicated and not so great. So the first thing we're going to focus on is positive messages. Okay, you pulled really 2 really beautiful positive messages. The first positive message I want to give you is you pulled the 10 of stones, or the 10 of pentacles in the regular tarot. The 10 of stones says, to me, the way I interpret it, is that your ancestors, the spirits of the dead that are with you and walking with you, your highly elevated ancestors, love you very much, and they're trying to bring you stability, and they're trying to bring you wealth, and they're trying to bring you prosperity. They're trying to smooth out the road for you so that you can achieve your destiny and have all the good things in life that you deserve. Next thing that's stepping forward for you is the Star card. And whenever I pull the Star card for someone, it tells me that their guardian angel, okay, whoever their holy guardian angel is very, very close to them. It's right over top of them. And all the other spirits in your spiritual court are coming into alignment, okay? So from what I can see here so far is that you're inclined to be a spiritual person, and that's really, really good. You pulled the Wheel card. right now, what Spirit is saying is that there's a lot of chaotic energy in your life. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of movement. And whenever I pull the wheel card, it talks about cycles. It talks about history repeating itself. The wheel card to me represents behavioral patterns that are ingrained, habits that are ingrained, okay? Anything that happens to you on a daily basis that happens over and over and over again. As an example, being around a toxic person, and every time you get around that toxic person, that person acts like the exact same way, and you always leave feeling bad about yourself. And you always feel, when you interact with that person, yeah, you have to interact with that person over and over and over again. Does that make sense? So I don't know if you have a problem with your mother or not, but is your mother alive and do you have a good relationship, or is she a problem for you? Because I feel that there's something going on with your mother in between you and your mom. Now you don't have to say anything that you don't want to on live. This is your reading, so anything you don't want to say, just be like, Philip, don't ask me. I'm not going to answer that question. She's a problem. Yeah. The thing about your mom is that she's very unbalanced, and you also have the tendency to become unbalanced. And so what you really need to focus on more than anything else in life is balance and harmony. You need to focus on balance and harmony, and you need to focus on stability of your emotional self. You need to, I'm going to give you an exercise to do, okay? And this is for your mental, emotional, and behavioral health. This is not shadow work, okay? This is kind of like a list of things you want and things that you don't want. I want you to take a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper, I want you to draw a line down the paper. And on one side, I want you to write down all of the things I need in life to be successful and happy. And on the other side, you need to write down all of the things I need to eliminate to be happy. And start writing down what you need to make you happy. Why I need to have a decent job that makes enough money for me to pay for my gas and pay for my rent, whatever. What do I need to be happy? Well, I'd like to be a mother, or maybe you already are a mother, but you understand what I'm saying. I want to go to the gym. That'll make me happier if I get up and go 3 times a week to Planet Fitness and walk and whatever. Like, you need to make your laundry list of the things that you think are going to make you happy in life, okay? On the other side, you need to list the people, places, and things that are not serving you, that you need to eliminate or start to eliminate out of your life. And your mother is one of them, at least according to this reading. What's up, Daphne? The Spirit talks about a person who, you pulled the Devil card, okay? And whenever I pull the Devil card, that says that there's a person around you that struggles with alcoholism, or drug addiction, or some other kind of impulse control problem like gambling, which is not a good thing for you. It can also be someone who's extremely mentally ill. And it also says that there's people are around you who try to create conflict with you. They try to stir up shit with you, like they try to fight with you. They try to pick fights with you. Where are these messages from the spiritual world coming from for you? Is this all family related stuff, or does some of this stuff have to come from your work? I just need you to try to identify, instead of being impressed that the message I'm giving you is accurate, okay? Because my accuracy level tends to be high. I need you to really focus on where the sources of your misery are coming from, and how we can start getting away from those sources of misery. Okay. Is he in recovery, or is he in active addiction? because I was an alcoholic for 30 years. I know, this is one of these cases. Like, as soon as I laid out her cards, I see she's a very good person. She's very spiritual. Her spiritual court is working overtime. Her spirits are actually coming to me. Whole bunch of family spirits coming to me. Whole bunch of spirit guides coming to me. But all of these issues surrounding toxic people in her life. Okay. You have to leave him, right? Like, this has to end for you. You have to end the relationship. You have to get the hell out of there. And you need to block him, and you need to block your mother, and you never need to speak to these people ever again. You're not a bad person if you do that. It's the only way that you're going to get free. It's the only way that you're going to live a happy life. It's time for the cycle to end. Because the cycle is going to end one of two different, there's several different scenarios as how the cycle can end. But the one that's the worst, and it's not him doing drugs and overdosing. The one that's the worst is you sticking around for it and wasting your entire life, baby. I'm trying to help you out. I feel so bad for you. I hurt for you inside. The spirits of the dead that are around you, they're also hurting. It's like they're crying. You're wasting your motherfucking life. Why do you want to do this to yourself? Why do you want to live like this? Don't you love yourself? Don't you value yourself? Do you care about yourself? See, I told you I was going to read you, and I was going to start easy, and then I was going to go in hardcore. You got to love yourself. And if you have kids, you need to love your kids enough to do something for them. Because something is telling me that you have children. You have a daughter, like between the ages of like 5 and 10. Because if you don't have that child, there's a child spirit around you. You have a daughter and son. How old is your daughter? Okay. Here's the thing. Let's talk about your son for a second. Your son is going to grow up thinking it's okay for him to treat his girlfriend or his wife the way your boyfriend treats you. That's what you're teaching your son by staying with this person. And if you're a woman who has a daughter and you're in an abusive relationship, what you're teaching your child is that it's okay for a man or whoever the partner is to be abusive towards you. That it's okay to waste your life trying to take care of somebody else who's sick and who cannot be helped. Because let me tell you something, baby girl. As someone who was an alcoholic for most of their life, there's absolutely nothing you're going to do that's going to change that person. There's nothing you're going to do to convince them to get well. And there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to get them to quit. They have to quit if they want to. And sometimes that means that they get sober, and sometimes it means that the alcohol and the drugs kill them. But we need to find a plan of action for you. We need to figure out where you're going to go. Do you have a job? You can't fix anybody, fuck everybody. You need to go ahead and get rid of all of that shit in your head. About like trying to help other people, and say, fuck them. You can't help other people. You're a nurse's aide. Okay. You have your own bank account. Like you've got money. You don't have any shared bank accounts. You got a bank account. You got your own bank account. Okay. Do you live, with the boyfriend, or are you living with them? Are they contributing to the house? Do they have a job? So what you're saying is you're letting this guy who's your boyfriend of 13 years basically live off of you. And he's doing drugs. My autism spectrum disorder is like spinning out of control. Can you guys tell? No. No. You need to get your own place. You need to get on Zillow, and you need to sit down and you need to start looking for places that you need to find your own place. And you need to accept other people's help and support in order to do that. If you need help and financial support to be able to do that, or a friend that can co-sign with you to get into your own apartment, to get away from your mother, because your mother and the boyfriend have to go. You have to start a new life. You're still young enough to do something with yourself. You're still young enough to be able to enjoy life and to be able to be free of all of this fuck shit. And so you need to get on Zillow, and you need to start looking around for apartments, and you need to start actively finding another place to live. Actively finding another place to live. This is something that absolutely has to happen for the quality of your life to improve. That's great, Mia. Let me keep going here. Let me tell you something. Oh my God, there's so many fucking messages coming through for you. Oh my God, there's so many messages coming through for you. Okay, I'm going to try to do the best I can with the time that I have left. I might give you an extra couple of minutes because we're talking about all the things that that you need to do, which you know, but I need to give you other messages, so I'm not focusing on that. You pull the 6 of Wands, okay, or the 6 of Clubs. This particular club says that you have victory over life's obstacles, that you have everything you need to succeed. It says you have everything you need to succeed. You have the combination of success in your life right now, if that's something that you wanted to do. As far as the spiritual is concerned, you pull the 7 of Cups. And whenever someone pulls the 7 of Cups, it means that there's all kinds of life is a buffet for you. The spiritual world is a buffet for you. Like right now is a time in your life to be exploring all spiritualities, looking here, looking there, watching YouTube videos, reading books. Buy yourself a pack of tarot cards. Buy yourself a pack of oracle cards. Start learning how to divine for yourself. Just start playing with oracle cards and start playing with spiritual things. Go buy crystals. Buy a crystal. Buy a rose quartz crystal. Do something nice for yourself. Make yourself a spiritual bath. Go to the grocery store and buy some coconut milk and some basil and some Epsom salt and some essential oil, and go home and make yourself a bath with coconut milk in it and fresh basil in it, and essential oils like tea tree or eucalyptus, something that's going to open you up. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm doing a reading. I can't read everybody's comments while I'm doing this. So that's very, very important for you. And what the Spirit is saying is that you have many, many different paths to walk, that your spiritual path isn't just one path, okay? I want to make this clear to you. That card that I pulled means something very, very specific. It means that you are meant to learn and study about many, many different things. And at some point in time in your life, your spirituality is going to be very, very eclectic, and it's going to be an expression of who you are. You pulled rose quartz. The rose quartz oracle card says a different kind of love. Do you see this card? No, you're fine, Gemma. This card represents who you're going to become. This strength, this lion here. A different kind of love talks about self-love. You need to love yourself, and you need to care for yourself, and you need to be yourself, and you need to be free so that you can achieve all of those things in life that you want to achieve without anybody or anything holding you back. Another thing that's coming through very, very strong for you is you pulled the moon card. So I'm going to suggest to you that it's very, very important for you to get a dream journal and start recording your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. You pulled the moon, And the moon card talks about someone who has the gift of spiritual dreaming or psychic dreaming. I don't know what the quality of your dreams are now, but those are very important for you to pay attention to. Okay, very, very important that you pay attention to your dreams, because your spirits are going to be giving you messages through your dreams. Keep a dream journal, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. We're down to a minute, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to tell you about some of the spirits that I see that are around you right now, because I literally have a line of spirits standing in front of me that are like all begging for my attention in order to tell you what I see. So I'm going to tell you about the spirits that I see. I need you to write this information down, or I need you to screen record on your phone the people that I see standing in front of me. And at some point in time, I'm going to encourage you. I'm not trying to milk you for money, but I'm going to encourage you that you book a 1-hour reading with me through my Booksy so that we can have a longer discussion, because there's a lot of stuff going on in your life and I can't cover it in a live and in only 20 minutes. So in the future, save your money and then get a reading from me. The link is in my bio, okay? Because your spirituality has got a long way to go, and you got a lot of spirits that want to communicate with you, and you're just starting to crack the surface open in being able to communicate with them, and I want to help you know how to communicate with them. You've got 2 grandfather spirits that are coming for you. One from your mother's side of the family and one from your father's side of the family. The one that comes from your father's side of the family seems like he was he was either in the military or he was a police officer, but he was some kind of law enforcement. And when I say the military, I mean like Army. I don't mean someone who was in the Navy or the Air Force. I mean someone who was like a foot soldier. This is somebody who I see wearing some kind of armor. I see that he's got his beard. He's got a beard. It's brown. He's got brown hair. He kind of reminds me of Tom Selleck. He's kind of got a Tom Selleck look to him. He seems like he's very serious. He seems like he's very sharp. The other grandfather spirit that I see coming for you seems like he's got reddish hair. He's got a beard also that's also red. And it seems like this other grandfather spirit that's coming for you in life, he seemed like he was like an artist. He was either a dancer or a poet or a singer. He was effeminate in life. He seems very, very flamboyant in his artistic expression. Doesn't mean he's gay. I'm just saying that this particular grandfather spirit that's coming through is someone who's very, very alive. He's got a lot of fire and a lot of artistic soft. He's a soft grandfather spirit that's coming for you. You've got a grandmother spirit. The grandmother spirit that's coming to me, she looks like she's a reddish blonde or auburn colored hair. She's got long hair and it's curly. It's like long, it's almost like she seems, do you have any Irish or Scottish background? Because she's got like this, strawberry blonde is the word I'm trying to use. Strawberry blonde hair that goes all the way down to her butt. And she looks like she could be Scottish or Irish. And she's someone who is very, very, she was like in life, she was someone who was, have you ever seen Barbra Streisand's movie, Hello, Dolly? She was very, very vivacious and very, very, had a lot of friends. A lot of people liked her, and she always tried to be matchmaker. You need to see the movie Hello, Dolly to understand what I'm talking about, but she comes with that kind of energy. You have a spirit of the sea that walks with you. You have a mermaid spirit that's with you. You have a mermaid in your spiritual court. That particular mermaid spirit that I see coming for you, she is, in my tradition, her name would be Yemaya. Okay? I practice Santeria. Orisha tradition is my tradition. And the spirit that's coming through for you very, very strong in this reading and has from the very beginning is the spirit of Yemaya. You don't need to know anything about what I just said, but she is presenting herself as a spirit of the sea. She's presenting herself as a mermaid, and that spirit could be any spirit, but it's in your spiritual court, but that's how she's coming to me. You also, my God, I bet you that you're a daughter of both waters and you don't know what that means, but Oshun and Yemaya are both very, very strong with you. Very, very, very strong with you. Now, I want to tell you, I can't tell you who your guardian Orisha is. That's something you can only find out in a ceremony done by a Babalao. But you have two very, very strong female deities around you. Two strong female deities. And like I said, the first one really comes with the ocean water energy. She's the mermaid. And then the other female spirit that's coming to you is very, very Venusian. She's very, very loving, caring, motherly, but also very sexual and sensual. And she comes from the rivers. She comes from the lakes. She's a fresh water deity. So that's why I said that you have two female spirits with you that are very, very strong. Bro, stop what? I'm not going into Orisha tradition. I'm telling her what I see as an espiritista around her. What she needs to do is she needs to book a private reading with me for me to go over and talk about everything I see going on as a spiritualist. And then if she so chooses to, she needs to get a reading from a Babalao or a Santero or somebody else. Yeah, I am that guy. So what this particular client needs to do is book a reading with me so that we can figure out what's going on with her spiritual court. But she's got a lot of stuff with her. Yeah. Okay, Amanda, I can't give you any more time. Our time is up. And as you can see, my haters are already on their way. If you pay me $20, Kristen, I can read you. I don't do anything for free. Nothing. So if you want to pay for a reading, it's $20 for 20 minutes, then I can read you. It amazes me that people can just walk into my room and start asking if I see things around them. Who the fuck are you think you can come in here and just ask me if I see spirits around you? Yeah, I do need mods. Cemetery. Let me see. How can I make you a moderator? I know, right? Okay, B Charmer. We need to bring the level of my live back down to a calm energy. So here's the deal. That asshole that I kicked out of here and blocked, or got blocked, or I tried to kick, they're going to go back and they're going to make a video or screen record my live and start trying to tell people that I'm telling them which Orishas they have because I'm doing a spiritualist reading on live, and that's not how it works. Let me explain to you. Let's talk about the ATRs. Let's talk about the diaspora for a second. Lisa, are you here? All right, yeah. Lisa, you're next. The second time, yeah, I figured that out. The second time I read you, I did your birth chart, right? Yes, a private reading affords me the ability to sit down for an entire hour with you face to face over WhatsTime or over FaceTime, lay down all of your shit, and then start break it down. Some of these live readings that I do have got a lot of information coming through, and some of them are like, don't have a lot of information coming through. It just depends on that individual spirits and how strong your spirits come in. I need a breather for a second, everybody, while I collect myself. But Amanda, you got a lot of spirits around you. Hey, what's up, Shields? Is this going to be the first time I've read cards for you, Lisa? This is the first time I'm reading your cards? So I've got Bee Charmer, and I just see that I have Bee Charmer. Go ahead, Ray, and what we're going to do is, for tonight, I'm going to call it a night. So I'm not accepting any more readings, okay? That's enough for me for this evening. I want to relax and talk to everybody after I do these readings. I got Lisa to do, and then I've got Bee Charmer to do, and then I need to relax and chat, and then I need to like not burn myself out because I'm going to be going live a lot. And if I like go live and I stay live for like 4, 5, 6 hours, then I won't be able to do it tomorrow because I'll get too tired. And I want everybody to know that I'm going to be going live on this profile a lot and doing readings. And so everybody will have the opportunity to get a reading. Is that Tukina? You change your profile picture, Tukina? And Salam Alaikum. I love your profile picture. It's awesome. If you want to get a reading from me, guys, when I'm live, set your notifications for this profile because this is the profile that I'm going to be going live on to do readings. And set your notifications for when I go live if you want to get a reading from me. I'm going to read Lisa, then I'm going to read my Bee Charmer, and then I'm going to sit and chill. Yeah, Shields, what happened? Did you? Yay, good for you. I have to pace myself. Oh, wait, hold on. Who is this? Did you send me money on Venmo? Ah, Jennifer. You're Jennifer. Jennifer, I got you. Someone paid me money on after. Yes. No, you're fine. I got you. I should have checked my my Venmo. Okay. So Jennifer, I got you. Right now we're going to do Lisa, and then I'm going to do Jennifer, okay? And then I'm going to do my Bee Charmer. Is that cool? Can we do that? No, it's fine. I should have checked my Venmo before I started making announcements about what I was going to do. No, you're fine. Okay. All right, so let me start over, okay? Let me talk, okay. Let me say something about how the traditions of the diaspora work for a second. I want to specifically talk about anything that has to do with Orishas or anything that has to do with voodoo. Okay. And since Tukina is here and Palo Mayombe, and since, I love that shit. Since if Tukina is still in here, she will verify. Look, you might meet someone who might say, man, I feel really strong presence of Oshun with you. You got real Oshun energy. What that person who is a medium or a psychic medium or a Santero or a Babalao or a Palera or somebody else that practices the traditions that we practice, they're saying, you got some real Oshun vibes, okay? If someone who is in the tradition says that to you, or they feel very strongly that you've got that kind of spirit around you, then that means that you need to actually get a reading from a priest or someone who is trained in the divination, that is able to find out matters that pertain to you, and let's say an Orisha, or let's say one of the Loa or the Vodun or Inkisi, it doesn't matter. Because these traditions are religions, they have priesthoods, and there are people that govern over these traditions for the spirits. They are the managers of the spirits' affairs on earth. And those are the people who are initiated priests and priestesses in these traditions. I'm talking Ifa, Lukumi, Palo Mayombe, Haitian voodoo, 21 divisions, Dominican voodoo, spiritism or spiritualism, Espiritismo, okay, is an open practice. Anybody can practice that. It's spiritualism. But when it comes to these religions, there is divination that is done by a priest in front of the deity itself in order to ask these questions when it comes to who is and who is not with someone. So I need to make that really fucking clear. I wanted to make it really clear to everyone that you might have a spiritualist like me that might say, man, you got some strong Oshun energy coming through. What's up, Oya? Abura Abuye. Abusheshe. So you might have someone who's in the traditions that might say that to you. Just because I say to someone, you got some real Oshun energy coming through in your reading, does not mean that Oshun is your guardian angel. Does not mean that Oshun is your guardian Orisha, okay? So just be really, really careful. You need to really listen to people when they speak, and don't go off the rails. Don't go off the rails with something a spiritualist says to you. So there we go. Am I following you, Ore? Yay. I'm going to follow you. Okay. Now, everybody, I got to get back into a spiritista mode. I need to get back to my spiritual mode, and I need to shuffle up my cards, and we're going to read Lisa. I just needed to make that really, really clear, because I'm pretty sure that someone could come along and try to tell people that I'm telling people who their guardian Orisha is because I read them in a live. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh my gosh, I have an Ianifa here in my room. I'm so blessed to have you here. Do you know Yeye Finney? She's in the Carolinas. Oh, I'm so excited to have an Ianifa. This is a priestess, everyone, a priestess in Ifa. I have my Mano de Arula. I have my Mano de Arula. I'm working on getting crowned Olorisha. I am Omo Oshun. It'll happen one day. but I'm a spiritualist first. So the readings that I'm doing tonight are spiritual. What's up, Kobo? Benediction. Hey, Angie. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow all of my friends that are in ATR and in the diaspora world. Yeah, so I've spent time really learning about Nigerian Ifa and comparing it to Cuban Ifa. And the reason why I went to Cuban Ifa is because it's my cultural heritage comes out of the Caribbean. And I decided that in order to stay in harmony with my ancestors, and I was right to do this, that I needed to stay within the Cuban tradition. Not the energy between me and everybody. I'm shuffling up your cards, Lisa. I know it's taken me a while. It's so funny because what in Nigerian Ifa, it's aburu, abuye, abusheshe. And in Cuba, it's more like iburu, ibuye, ibusheshe. It's just interesting. Iburu, ibuye. I'm really bad with language. And you know what I have over here? I have the Yoruba language flashcards. I have the Yoruba language flashcards. There's a great YouTube channel. It's like Yoruba language with Aradonke. She does great lessons in Yoruba, or Yoruba lessons. That's what it is, Yoruba lessons. The thing about Yoruba, which is a West African language grouping, is that it's tonal. It's a tonal language, and some of those tones are so... I am so bad at languages. I'm glad you're back, Chantel. I love having you around. All right, almost there. When I do readings on the spiritual, I use multiple decks of cards and oracle cards because they help me get different perspectives. I also talk a lot. All right, I feel better. Some people came in here trying to start fuck shit with me, and it kind of riled me up for a second, but now I'm calmer. Especially because I have like a real Ianifa in my room. Tukina is around, and she's still around. You guys calm me down. Especially Tukina. Tukina has a way of like calming me down really, really fast. All right. So I'll do book recommendations at the end. I'm gonna give book recommendations for several different things in the very end of my live, so that everybody has stuff to write down and read about. Lisa, did you say this is the first time I've ever read your cards? You've got Celtic ancestors. Because you've got a lot of like Celtic spirits coming through for me right now. Very, very Celtic. Very, very, very Northwestern European. All over. The British Isles, Ireland, Scotland, France. I see a whole bunch of them. All right, there's a common message that's coming through here tonight for you, Lisa, and we need to talk about it. Seems like there's some changes that you need to make in your life. It seems like there's some changes you need to make in your life that are going to improve the quality of your life. Let's go ahead and start with a positive message. So whenever I pull the Three of Cups for someone, the Three of Cups for me, because it's the way I read cards, all my spirits and I have an agreement about what these cards mean. That's not traditional interpretation. Whenever I pull the Three of Cups for someone, this is my card of espiritismo, spiritism. This is faith, hope, and charity, okay? What the Spirit is saying to you with this card is that spiritualism and spiritism is something that's very important for you. And if you have not yet explored spiritism or explored spiritualism, that right now is a time in your life that you need to do that. We start with ancestors. When you start out on the path of traditional religion, I'm just going to call it that, okay? Traditional religion. The first place we start is with our ancestors, working with our ancestors and working with our spirit guides. So your guardian angel or your primary principal spirit guide is actually very, very close to you. This reading is being done for Lisa. It's not being done for anyone else. So anyone who's in this room, I'm only reading one person. This is not a general reading for the entire group of people. This is for Lisa. Your guardian spirit is very, very, very close to you. I'm getting really, really strong Archangel Michael feelings coming on here for some reason. Do you like Archangel Michael? Lisa, do you feel a connection to like angelic things or aerial things or winged things? Because you've got a very, very strong angelic presence that's with you. Very, very elevated, okay? A very elevated spirit. And I would put him in the category of the spirits, like Saint Michael the Archangel. That's a particular class of spirits. It's a group of spirits that have to do with justice, that have to do with law, that have to do with protection, okay? Knowing this about you on my end tells me that you're very divinely protected. You got a lot of people around you in your court, your spiritual court, that love you very much and are trying to help you out, okay? What's going on in your relationship? Because the thing that's really sticking out for me is that you pulled the Three of Arrows, okay? Which is the card of emotional pain. There's some kind of pain that you're experiencing. And I want to know if that specifically has to do with your relationship or if that's some kind of depression that you might be experiencing or have battled, or some other kind of heartbreak that's going on. And if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. It is not a big deal. But you also pulled the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, again, talks about someone who's blindfolded, bound, encased by swords, okay, kind of like imprisoned. There's something that you feel is holding you back, or there's something that is making you feel oppressed, stuck, if that's the word. the feeling that I'm getting out of those cards is that there's a feeling of being stuck or being trapped. And then there's also an emotional hurt that's going along with it. It's like a woman whose husband cheated on her, but she's still in the relationship because she feels like she needs to be there. When you say falsehood, you mean people have made accusations about him that are like not good for you? Hold on. You pull the Four of Diamonds, and the Four of Diamonds says it's time to worry about yourself. It's time to worry about yourself. Okay. This reading is not for your husband. I don't want to talk about your husband. I've made up my mind that we're not going to discuss your husband tonight, not on this live. If you want to book a private reading with me to talk about all of that and what we can do to try to resolve and fix that issue, we can, but I'm not going to go down that road right now. Hey, sorry guys, I'm doing a reading, so I'm going to keep reading. I can see your comments. I love you guys to death. Thank you for visiting, but I'm doing a reading, so let me keep going here. Spirit says that you're going to be going on a trip. Spirit says that you're going to be traveling sometime within the next month or 3 months, so you need to pay attention because you need to maybe get a little vacation in. Okay, if one of your girlfriends or somebody comes along and says, hey, why don't you go on a road trip with me or go off for the weekend, then you need to. Right. So here's the thing. The thing is that obviously your husband has problems and those problems are affecting you. And so it's probably very good that you take a spiritual bath. And we're going to talk about taking a spiritual bath. My recommendation for a spiritual bath at the end of your reading, because what you need to be is cleaned off. Okay, that's good. Stick to your plans when it comes to those trips. You really need to save your money, because if you're not experiencing financial hardship right now, within the next month or 3 months, there's going to be something that comes up that's not going to be good for you. I'm giving you the hard messages in the beginning so that we can talk more about the other stuff that I see coming through. But what Spirit is saying is that you're getting ready to come up on a time when money is going to be tight. Don't buy a house. Don't buy a new car. Don't decide that you're going to take a trip to France. Don't do big things right now with your money, because what the Spirit is saying is that you need to save your money. Something unexpected could come up that could leave you really, really destitute. So you need to take care of that, okay? Spirit says that you're a very creative person, that you're very, very artistic, but you're not utilizing your talents. What is it that you used to do? Sing, dance, paint, write poetry. What is your artistic skill? Because the Spirit says that you have one, and it says that you need to focus on it more. That particular thing, painting. Okay, there you go. The Spirit says you need to do that more. Okay? So if painting makes you happy, if it makes you feel good, if it's something that you can even make money off of, like you can sell that shit on Etsy, the Spirit is saying they want you to do even more of it. Oh, wow. That's great. Wait a minute. I remember you make cosplay costumes too, right? You make Doctor Strange costumes. Hey, Chris. Hey, bipolar. I'm probably going to want to buy a Doctor Strange costume from you. That's something that I'm going to do in the future. I have to. I have to do this Doctor Strange thing with you. I have a Doctor Strange costume, but I'm willing to get another one. All right. So here's the other thing, Lisa. The other thing that the Spirit is talking about is that one of your psychic abilities, or one of the abilities that you need to develop in your spiritualism, has to do with dreams. What the hell is up with this? Why am I getting like all of these people tonight that have all of these intuitive dreams? Why are there so many people who are like psychic dreamers around me tonight? Hey, Flowers. Hey, Jennifer. You guys, I'm doing a reading. So I love you and I'm here for you, and thank you for showing up. Feel free to chat while you're in my live, but I might not respond to you. It's very important, Lisa. I'm not doing any more readings tonight, honey. It's very important, Lisa, that you keep a dream journal. Actually, you know what? Maybe I might take a few more, but you got to let me finish the ones that I have first. Come back around in an hour. If I'm still live in an hour and I feel like doing more readings, I will for you, bipolar, okay? Just come back in an hour. So when you dream, Lisa, are they vivid? Do you have vivid dreams? Can you remember your dreams when you wake up? Like, do you have the ability to actually remember the dreams clearly? Because if you do, there's spiritual work. Okay, so if you do, my next question for you is, are you a lucid dreamer? Meaning, when you're dreaming, do you know that you're dreaming? Do you have the ability to change your dreams? Do you have the ability to, what we say, reconstruct the dreams? Everybody, the best movie and one of my favorite movies in the entire world is called... Ray, what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? And the boy from Third Rock from the Sun. There's a dream I want you to watch. Inception. Lisa, I want you to watch the movie Inception. It's one of my favorite movies. And even though it is fictional, it gives you a really good understanding of like the dream world and how the dream world works. I really want you to keep a dream journal because I feel very strongly in your spiritual progress, in your spiritual growth, what you need to be focusing on more than anything else is you need to start learning some lucid dreaming techniques. You need to be actively aware when you're dreaming, and you need to be able to change things in your dream. There are lucid dreaming books, techniques. What I want you to do is, let me type in the guy's name. His name is Robert Wagoner, I think. Hold on, I'm just trying to comment. I can't comment. I'm going to show you the book. You need to get this book. His name is Robert Wagoner, Waggoner. And the book that I want you to check out is this. Lucid Dreaming, Gateway to the Inner Self. Lucid Dreaming, Gateway to the Inner Self. That's a book that I want you to check out. The other thing is he also has a lot of videos there's videos about him being interviewed about lucid dreaming techniques. I want you to get on YouTube and I want you to, thank you, Jennifer. I want you guys to check out this guy. He's interviewed on YouTube by several different podcasters, and he's excellent. This is what you need to do, my friend, is you need to focus on your dreams. The Spirit is saying that you need to focus on your work, and you need to focus on your job, you need to focus on what it is you're doing, and you need to work hard, because right now you are in your prime. And right now is the time that you need to be thinking about what's going to happen after you finish working. Like, how are you going to retire? What do you want to own? You know, it has a lot to do with like working hard now so that you can reap the benefits of your labor later. That's what the Spirit is talking about. So right now is a time to focus on work and work hard. But you need to start thinking about the future. And thinking about the future means like what's going to happen when you stop working. What would that look like? And if you can't imagine a life where you're not working, then it's time for you to sit down and rethink about your future and your trajectory and your destiny and your karma, and try to figure out, what do I want my life to look like when I'm older? Okay. When I'm older and I don't want to work. Like me, as long as I still have my health, I'm always going to want to do what I do now. I know that sounds crazy, but I could be 80 years old and doing what I do now and be very, very happy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I will literally be, I will be someone who works until they drop dead. You'll see me on live, and the next thing you know, I'll drop dead of a heart attack, and that'll be it for me. But like, I'm the kind of person that wants to work until they drop dead. There are other people who don't want to work until they drop dead. There are other people that want to retire, stuff like that. And the Spirit is saying that you need to think about this very seriously. You have a grandfather and a grandmotherly spirit that's coming to me. And the grandfatherly spirit that I see coming to me, he's coming to me as a younger man. He's coming to me between the ages of 20 and 30, but he looks like he could be 24 or 25. Oh, I'm not going to die for a while. Believe me, I ain't dying anytime soon. Okay. This particular gentleman, he looks like he was in the Navy, or he looks like he's wearing like what would be like a Navy uniform, but a very, very old one. He's got light hair and light eyes, kind of like my color hair, and his eyes seem to be like hazel colored. And I think this person comes from your mother's side of the family, but this is a really, really old spirit. And when I say old spirit, I mean like a couple of 100 years old. It doesn't seem like anyone who has died recently. There's something that he wants. Do you have an ancestor altar yet? Have you created an ancestor altar or an ancestor shrine, like a place for you to like put out food and drink offerings or water or a candle for the spirits of the dead that are your ancestors? And I mean your elevated ancestors. Well, I mean, we all do. And millions and millions and millions of people have lived and died to make us to be here. No, you're working on it? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I want you to set up your ancestor altar right now, okay? Because the spirit of the dead that's coming to me, which is this grandfatherly spirit of yours, he's asking for something, and it's very important that we put something out to make him happy, okay? You got a grandmother spirit over here that's talking to me too, but I'm trying to like hold her off. What you need to do right now is I want you just to find an area in your house that is going to be private and quiet, like a place that you can sit and talk and pray, or sing songs or chant, or like a spiritual place. It can even be part of your spiritual environment now, but it has to be separate from everything else. And what I want you to do is I want you to put out a glass of water and a white candle. That white candle can be a tea light, okay? It can just be a tea light. It doesn't have to be anything miraculous. But you're going to put out a cold glass of water filled to the brim. You're going to put out a white tea light, and what you want to get is some fresh flowers. Because giving fresh flowers to the dead always makes them happy, okay? So literally, the foundation of the ancestor shrine, at least to me, in the way I've been trained in my tradition, it always has a glass of water, a white candle, and some fresh flowers. And from that point forward, after we start trying to open up and communicate with our highly elevated ancestors, and they start coming through for us in dreams, or maybe they give us signs and signals, or maybe they give us dreams or whatever, and we start to feel their presence stronger, then we can make the altar more elaborate. But you need to get a compass, because this particular grandfatherly spirit that came for you, he was at sea. He was some kind of officer. He almost looks like a capitan, okay? So he was very, very important in life, and he wants like some kind of compass. I see a gold compass. It doesn't have to be a gold compass, but he needs a compass, okay? And you need to take that compass and you need to put it right beside that glass of water and that white candle and those fresh flowers, okay? For wherever is going to be your ancestor shrine or your ancestor altar, okay? Your boveda is what we call it. This grandmotherly spirit that's coming to me used to knit. She used to be a knitter. I see her sitting and knitting with pink and red and peach colored and reddish colored yarn. And I see her like making like sweaters and shawls. You have a grandmotherly spirit that loves you very much, and she's present with me, and she's also present with you, and she's making her presence known. And the only thing that I can really gather from this lady is that in life that she really liked to knit, and that was like something that she did. She did that. She made things for her family, and she made things for her friends. I see her wearing some kind of like gown, and the gown that I see her wearing is peach colored, and it has like little polka dots on it. It's like a peach colored nightgown, and it's got white dots on it, polka dots on it, small polka dots. You know who that is? Beautiful. Do you know what she liked to drink when she was alive? Did she like beer? Did she like wine? Did she like liquor? Did she like coffee? Because since the spirit came forward to you tonight in this reading, I think it's very important to put something out for her, to honor her. I can only tell you what I see. If you're able to connect the dots and you're able to say, I know who this person is, then that's perfect. That's exactly the way this is supposed to go. What I need you to do, Dr. Strange, your Yaya, that's beautiful. So what you want to do is you want to put out that cup of coffee, okay, on that ancestor altar, that ancestor shrine that I told you about. Because let me explain something to you and let me explain something to everyone about ancestor veneration and ancestor worship. Because it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you go to Africa. It doesn't matter if you go to Mexico. It doesn't matter if you go to Japan. It doesn't matter if you go to China or any other places where ancestor worship and ancestor veneration is still a part of the culture. Listen to me, where it's still a part of the culture and it's always been a part of the culture. The traditional way that people have honored their ancestors and the spirits of the dead that walk with them in traditional cultures is by giving them food and drink offerings. We put out fresh flowers. We put out water. We put out a candle, but we'll also put out coffee, or we'll put out rum, or a glass of wine, or we'll put out coconuts and bananas and apples and oranges and berries and peaches, and we put out, maybe you make some food. Maybe you make some spaghetti, right? And you get like a little cup. And that little bowl, I have the bowl. I'll show you my bowl. It's just a little bowl from Target. And after you make a meal for the entire family, you don't forget the dead. You take just a tablespoonful of that food that you made and you put it in that, you put that in that little bowl, and then you go and you sit it on the Boveda. You go sit it on the ancestor shrine so that the spirits of the dead know that they're still a part of your home. Okay, well, you know what? That means that, wow. Okay. I guess there's absolutely no question about who that is. Your time is up, but I need you to like screen record so I can tell you that about some other kinds of spirits that are stepping forward for you. I'm going to give you an extra 5 minutes. I'm going to give everybody an extra 5 minutes. Everyone tonight has gotten an extra 5 minutes, so I'm giving you another 5 minutes. Everybody has been getting their money's worth tonight. You have some kind of priest that's with you, Lisa. You've got some kind of like priest that's with you. And when I say priest, I see a man who looks like he could have been Catholic. I see him being very Northwestern European. I see him like being maybe Irish. I see him wearing green and white. I see him being a man between the ages of 40 and 50. His hair is thinning on top, but his hair is brown and he's got a very distinct nose. That person, you might not know that person at all, but that is a spirit that's stepping forward for you that I feel very strongly is part of your spiritual court. You got a priest that's around you, okay? A very spiritual man. You also have a very strong connection with this horned entity or the horned god, the horned deity. And I don't know if you like images of like goats and bulls, or you like images of like horned, the horned god or whatever, or buffaloes, but you have an entity that's around you, which is a spirit. And this spirit is much more connected to nature than a spirit of the dead. So it's more like I would say kind of like one of those kinds of spirits that people equate to be the horned god. You have that spirit with you in your court. I've got 2 more messages for you, and then I have to stop. There's a skill that you need to learn. The spirit is talking about either refining the skills that you already have in order to monetize on them more, or a new skill that's going to help you in your work and help you in your job, make more money. And the last thing that's coming through here in this reading is talking about don't get the Messiah complex. You also pull the Hanged Man card, and that Hanged Man card talks about not being a martyr, okay? Not doing more than is necessary for the people who are around you. What's up, Mystic? That's a very, very important point. You have pulled the Ruby card. That is your Crystal Oracle card, and I love the Ruby card. And it says, you only more so. You only more so. And so what the Ruby card is trying to tell you is that now is a time that you need to give yourself a lot of self-love. You need a lot of self-love. Okay? Oh, no, fine, Ray. I'll see you later. If you have to go, that's just fine. Okay. Let me just put this out there to you and ask you a question, Lisa, real quick. You're actively practicing witchcraft? Are you actively practicing witchcraft? Or are you learning how to practice witchcraft? Oh, my stomach. Thank you, Carms. Hey, what's up? You're learning. Okay. Are you reaching out, or have you tried to reach out to any gods or goddesses, any pagan gods or goddesses? You don't have to say who. I'm just wondering if you have tried to reach out to any particular female deities, specifically goddesses or female spirits. Oh, hey, damn. Hey, spirit goddess. I'm going to follow you. I'm doing readings tonight, honey. Okay. All right. I feel very, 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 very strongly that you have got a connection with Hecate. That particular entity is speaking to me in the sense that I feel her energy around you. And I don't know if you know who that is. Some people call her Hecate. Some people call her Hecate. But I call the earth who practice these practices. But that's my reading for you tonight, okay? I can't go any farther. I think I did that right. Did I do that right? All right. So my recommendation to you, and this is my recommendation to everyone, is everybody paying attention to what I'm saying? Is everybody listening to what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly how I feel about this matter. How I feel about this matter is quite simple. Before you start trying to conjure gods, goddesses, any deities, or trying to work within the context of any pantheons or anything like that, what I need everybody to do is start doing their ancestor and spirit guide work first. The first place, let me tell you something. I practiced witchcraft for 20 years, but it wasn't until I actually started doing ancestor work, ancestor veneration, and ancestor worship that my spiritual practice completely changed. It was completely revolutionized when I opened myself up and I allowed my most ancient ancestors to start coming into my life. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to give everybody my recommendation about what you should do if you've started your spiritual path or you're getting ready to start your spiritual path. And here it is. Here's Brujo Ryan's top list of things to do if you're getting on the motherfucking spiritual path, okay? Get an ancestry DNA test. Do it. Drop the $100 so that you can go through 23andMe or Ancestry.com and you can find out where in the world your people come from. Because let me tell you something about your DNA, okay? Let me tell you something about your blood. Your DNA is a chain. It's a link that binds you to every single person who has ever come before you in your line, in your lineage, in your ancestry, okay? That link goes all the way back to the Big Bang. That link goes all the way back to God. It's why we're all considered to be children of God, or why in some traditions we all say that everyone has a spark of divinity or that purity or that light. It's because when God gave birth to this universe through God's womb, and the universe was birthed into existence, okay? Yeah. When the universe was birthed into existence, okay, and we all came about, we're all children of that divine source. I have my Mano Dea Rula, if that's what you're asking. Omo Oshun. Surprised? We are connected to the source because we are its children. And by getting an ancestry DNA test, it just gives you a window of looking into your most recent ancestry. Who's been around for the past, where your people have migrated from over like the past couple of thousand years or 1,000 years. And then once you have that information, and this is very important when it comes to cultural appropriation, you can ask a question about ancestors. Here's something about cultural appropriation, okay? Let's talk about cultural appropriation and closed practices. That means people finding the right practices for them and not stepping on other people's ancestors. Hey, Lisa. I'm going to follow you. Lisette, I'm sorry. What was I just saying? Okay, I was talking about cultural appropriation. All right, and we'll talk about ancestors let's talk about ancestors that are not good real quick, okay? And let's be straight up honest. Every single person has ancestors that were pedophiles, alcoholics, rapists, drug addicts, people who were murderers, people who were thieves, people who were liars, people that were adulterers, people that were just bad. Everybody on the planet has bad ancestors. Why? Because, it's kind of a new account. Everybody has bad ancestors because it took millions and millions and millions of people to bring you here. You are standing on the backs of your ancestors because you're literally standing on top of your ancestors. It took millions of people for you to actually come into the world, okay? And when you elevate yourself and you elevate your consciousness and you elevate your spirituality, you elevate everybody in your bloodline. But in my tradition, when we talk about ancestors, we're not just talking about people who are related to you by blood. When we're talking about ancestors, we're talking about highly elevated ancestors, people who were like saints in life, okay? People who lived and died and reincarnated many, many, many times, perfected themselves over many, many, many lifetimes. And then when they were dead, and then when they died, they were brought into the hall of the ancestors, okay? And so when we're praying to our ancestors, we're praying to our highly elevated ancestors, our saints, we're asking them to come down, that they will come down and assist us in life. And that's why you have an ancestor shrine. That's why you have an ancestor altar. And if you know where your ancestors come from, you don't have to be afraid of culturally appropriating anything if you're going to reach out to those most recent ancestors. And you might be surprised where your ancestors come from, okay? You don't have... God, how can I put this? It doesn't matter what you look like. I'm going to say it, okay? It doesn't matter what you look like. I'm fucking white as fuck. I've got this big fucking white face, okay? And we're going to bring ethnicity and race into it. I'm going to use myself as an example. I didn't want to go there, but I'm going to go ahead and go there, okay? I'm white on the outside, but my ethnicity is mixed. I am ethnically diverse. I got a lot of lineages that go out all kinds of directions. I got a lot of ancestors that come from a lot of different places. You cannot, when you call on your highly elevated ancestors from any of those lines, those people are going to step forward. Listen to me. I'm speaking from experience. I've been doing this for 5 years now. I've been through a huge journey when it comes to these traditions in traditional religion. And I'm telling you, when you call on your most elevated saintly ancestors from any line, from Africa, from indigenous America, from Ireland, from Scotland, from England, or from China, or from Japan, or from wherever you're from, when you start speaking to your ancestors, They listen. And anybody else who's a spiritualist or anybody else who's spiritual or practices the voodoo and the hoodoo and the Santeria and everything else, you can vouch for me that if you open yourself up to ancestral spirits, those people are going to come through, period. Eburabuye, Ebusheshe. They're going to come through for you, period. They're all going to start coming through, because if you're a spiritual person, and you guys can back me up on this, when you speak, the spirit world is listening to you. The spiritual world is listening to you when you speak, okay? That's why it's very important to pay attention to your thoughts, because everything you think, everything you say, everything you do, the spiritual world can see it and they can hear it, okay? And in Ifa, we all believe after our time is up here and we go back to the source, back to where we come from, we all have to give an accounting for what we've done, where we've been, what we accomplished when we came here. Did we achieve our destiny? We all have to, at the end of the day, answer for ourselves, okay? Before God. That's what I believe. And so when we're talking to and praying to our most highly elevated ancestors, they will listen and they will start communicating. And it doesn't matter what you look like. You don't know where those people are going to, you don't know where those ancestors are going to come from. Yeah. Yeah, go back to I'm standing on my soapbox preaching right now. So let's be really, 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 but here's the thing. I was talking about everybody has good and bad ancestors. But what I said is that when we do ancestor work and we do ancestor veneration and ancestor worship, we're not calling on the colonizers. We're not calling on the rapists or the pedophiles. We're not calling on the alcoholics and the drunks. It doesn't mean that one of those spirits might not show up and that you might have to take care of that. That's what Spiritism is all about. It's about working out your issues, okay? And family-related issues. But the thing is that when you're practicing ancestor worship and ancestor veneration, you're calling in your benevolent, highly elevated, and saintly ancestors. So that's why people shouldn't be afraid to light a candle, put out a glass of water, and pray to God and pray to their ancestors, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing about why do you need to get that Ancestry DNA test or that 23andMe test is because it's going to tell you who your ancestors were or are most recently. And if they're your ancestors, they're your ancestors. You don't have to be afraid of approaching your ancestors. I might be white as fuck, but I got African ancestors. I might be white as fuck, but guess what? I have indigenous ancestors too, the Tainos, the first people to be colonized in the New World by the colonizers when they showed up. I got a lot of different ancestors. And I call on them, and you have the right to call on your ancestors. Those are your ancestors. They're not somebody else's ancestors. So when I sit and I pray and I talk to, and I call on when I called on my African ancestors, guess what they did? They brought me here. They brought me to Ifa. This is where I ended up. And other traditions that come out of the Caribbean, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti. So what I'm saying is when you actually call on your ancestors and they hear you and they start guiding you, then you're going to end up wherever it is you're going to end up. My grandfather was extremely indigenous looking. And I look like this. So it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. What matters is who you are on the inside. And the way you find out who you are on the inside, as far as where your people come from, is get a DNA test and find out where they come from. And then pursue learning about those cultures. And if you pursue learning about those cultures, you will never step on anybody's toes. You will not culturally appropriate anything. Does that make sense? You won't go pushing around and poking around and prodding around in a place where you don't belong. But all of this stuff is ancestral. I'm sorry. All of this stuff has a lot to do with ancestors and ancestry. Now, let's also be clear about something else. Ifa, Lukumi, Palomayombe, Haitian Voodoo, 21 divisions, and a lot of the practices in the diaspora that come out of the Caribbean, these are religions. These are things that people become initiated into. Religions are closed either because they're closed ethnically or they're closed because you have to join the religion to be a practitioner. So there are people who have absolutely no connection to, they might not have a direct connection to people that come out of the Caribbean that practice these practices, but the practices are open to people who come and join the religion. So I just want to make this really, really, really clear to everybody so they understand my understanding of how the traditions work. And for anybody in the room that disagrees with anything that I've said, if you're actually initiated in this stuff, then please, by all means, you can call me out and say whatever you want to say. But as far as I know, after being in this for 5 years, which is a significant amount of time for me, yeah, Oma Oshun, this is what I've learned, okay? I'm sorry, I went off on a whole tangent. Did that answer you guys' questions? So now I have to, who's next? Jennifer, are you there? My brain hurts, y'all. Jennifer, you're here. Great. Guess what? I'm reading you now. And then after I read Jennifer, I'm reading my bee charmer. Okay, so I got 2 more readings to do. And I absolutely am not going to be taking any more readings. Thank you. I feel that way. You know what? Here's the thing. A lot of people don't like me because of the way I look, and I can't help it. I'm sorry, everybody. When I get up in the morning and I look in the fucking mirror, this is what I see. I don't have any control of how I came out of my mother's vagina, okay? I just kind of popped out of the womb, and this is what came out. Surprise, here I am. So a lot of people get angry at me for my practices, but they don't know who I am. They don't know anything about me. They don't know anything about my family. They don't know anything about my culture, my heritage, or how I was raised. So a lot of people get angry. And you're going to find out that if, there's a lot of people that have made videos about me and their stuff, and I feel bad about all of the fuck shit that used to happen back in the day. But I've grown a lot, and I feel very happy with where I've ended up. And I did not quit because thank you so much, Spirit Goddess. You're such a sweetheart. Does it look like I do? It just is what it is, motherfuckers. It just is what it is. It's just the way it is. I didn't quit. I didn't stop. Just because people bullied and harassed me didn't mean that I stopped doing what I do. Excuse me. So when I first came on this app, I was like really undiagnosed autism spectrum disorder, and I didn't have the ability to control my mouth, and I had a lot of anger issues, and I was a recovering alcoholic that had drank for a long time. So I made a lot of mistakes in life. Okay, I didn't know if you were coming around to attack me or coming around to congratulate me. Today was my day to service Urunmila. I did it today because I was supposed to do it, and I didn't do it. Okay, so that's what's going on tonight. This is what's going on over here tonight. Because I was supposed to, well, it's a long story. I'm late on my service. But we did it today. Ugh. We took care of everybody today. Jennifer, I'm shuffling your cards and I'm getting ready to read you. I know, right? I am going to try to do readings like as much as I possibly can. Like, you don't understand. So here's the thing. All right, you want me to be super honest with you? You guys want me to be super duper 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 honest with you? I'm a sex worker, and I've been in the sex work industry for 16 years. I've been in the adult industry for a while now, and I'm tired of it, and I would like to do spiritual things, and I would like to make my primary way of life and making money and paying my bills and stuff from being a full-time spiritualist, from doing this spiritual stuff all the time. And so I'm going to be trying to force myself to go live every day if I can, or every other day, to do readings and talk to people, because I'm just tired of... I'm tired of being in that industry. And there's nothing wrong with being in that industry, okay? But I'm tired of being in that industry, and I need to just do something else now. And so I'm working towards getting out of it. Sex worker for 15 years now. That's a long time. But I'm trying to get out of that industry, and I'm trying to just focus on spirituality. I'm saving money because I want to be crowned Oshun. I have to be able to go to California to be with my godmother, so that she can crown me. So I got a lot of stuff to do, and it looks like my future is going to be spiritual. It does not look like it's going to be hanging around the sex industry. It's exhausting to be in this industry. Yes, I did. And I did not text you. Ashe. Everybody, I'm just going to go ahead and out you right now, okay? Everybody, Cuban thing, Synergy, that's my godmother. That's my godmama. So, just so you guys know, she makes spiritual baths, and she makes really, 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 really great spiritual baths. You need to go check out her TikToks, and you need to check out her lives. She's in the process of making baths, and she makes the most amazing spiritual baths, and I just cleaned myself off with 2 of them, and they were awesome. My shuffling is therapeutic, really. I told Jennifer 20 minutes ago I was going to read her, and I'm getting around to it right now. Okay, Jennifer, it's all about you. Jennifer, I'm getting ready to read Jennifer. Not Jennifer Witchfoot. Hey, I've got 2 more readings to do. No, Jennifer that paid me on Venmo. She's here. Jennifer who paid me on Venmo. Where are you? Let me know you're here. There you are. Okay, here we go. You ready? On your mark, get set, go. Okay, well, I'll be off here in, let's say, an hour. And if you're awake, I'll text you. And if you respond, you do or not. Okay, here we go. Have I ever read you before, Jennifer? Or is this going to be the first time I read you? Or is this the first reading you've ever had? Or have you had readings in the past by somebody else? Bye. Okay, bye. No, stop. Don't even tell me. Just hang on. Wait for me to be done. Okay, all right, okay. Well, let me see what's going on here and see what kind of messages you're getting tonight. You need a spiritual bath, though, because that's already come out. You need to do a spiritual cleanse. Oh. Okay, so look, here's the deal. So I read you before a year ago. You just told me that you're dealing with the fallout from all of the stuff that I told you was going to happen. I'm assuming that some of that stuff happened. Guess what? Don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I don't even remember. Once I do a reading, once I close a reading, I'll never remember anything I said. But what's coming through is you pulled my spiritual bath card, and you also pulled my card that tells you to take a bath and clean off. Okay, whenever I pull the 9 of hearts for someone, my 9 of hearts is my spiritual bath card. It says take a bath. You need a spiritual clean off. And so that's very important. We need to get you a spiritual bath to clean yourself off. And if you want to get a spiritual bath from my godmother, you can get a spiritual bath from her, but we'll talk about that later, okay? You need a spiritual bath. Spirit also talks about traveling by car. It says that you might be traveling soon, within the next month or 3 months, and when you do, it'll be a vehicle. By Psych Witch. I'm going to give you some good messages now. Some happy, positive messages. And then I'm going to read you to filth, because there's other messages coming through that are not so super great. So you pull the 10 of coins. Okay. You pull the 10 of coins. The 10 of coins is my ancestor card, and it says that the ancestor spirits are happy with you and they love you very much, and they're trying to bring you abundance, and they're trying to bring you wealth, and they're trying to bring you stability in life. You also pulled the 10 of vessels, and the 10 of vessels cards is my spirit guide card. That says that your spirit guides, whoever they are, and I think some of them are coming through tonight, love you very much and care about you very much, and so that they're doing everything they can to help you. Your spiritual court, okay, your principal spirit guide, the star card. Whenever I pull the star card for someone, it tells me that your principal spirit guide and the other spirits of the dead in your spiritual court are also in alignment. So whatever it is that you did over the past year or what you've been working on spiritually, I'm going to say has helped you. And I also feel that you have made some kind of contact with them. Well, you can answer this question. I mean, it seems like you've made some kind of contact with them because it looks like they're really active. It looks like they're much more active in your life. You got initiated. You got initiated in what? I know, I'm really super excited over here. You don't have to say what you're initiated in. It doesn't matter. You don't have to say anything. I don't want you opening yourself up for any kind of attacks. So don't worry about it. I'm very happy for you. I'm very proud of you. People don't understand how people don't understand that when you go through an initiation process on the spiritual level, it changes you. It changes your vibration. It changes your energy, okay? Every initiation that I've ever had or been a part of has changed me in some kind of way fundamentally on the spiritual plane and also energetically and vibrationally. Don't discredit the power of initiation. Some people get initiated into things and they I don't know anything about whatever that is particular thing that you're talking about. But I don't know anything about that. But with the initiation process will change you. It will transform you. Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you happy? Do you, are you feeling good? Are you feeling stronger? Are you feeling like your spirits have been empowered? Do you feel like your practice is more concrete? Because your spirit guides seem to be very happy. Your ancestors seem to be very happy. Your principal spirit guide seems to be very, very happy. And it looks like all of your spirits are coming to alignment. So that means that whatever it is that you've done, whatever that step of initiation that you did, that your spirits drew you to, it's what you needed. It's what you needed to elevate yourself and take yourself to the next level. And I'm very, very proud of you and happy for you. And I think that's great. That's beautiful. Let's talk more about what's going on here in your life. The spirit wants you to find balance and harmony. Okay, here's some of the warning messages that are coming to you. The spirit is saying that right now it's very, very important for you to find balance and harmony. Balance and harmony. You pulled my balance card, okay? But you also pulled the Two of Swords. And whenever I pull the Two of Swords for someone, it talks about someone who can become dangerously unbalanced. Like someone who has bipolar disorder, who's struggling with mania and depression and flip-flopping very frequently between emotions. You pull the Wheel of Fortune card, okay? The Wheel of Fortune card says that there's an element of chaotic energy in your life that that can make you crazy. Well, let's just put it like that. That there's chaotic energy that comes in and out of your life that can make you crazy. I'll give you an example of what I mean on the physical, okay? An example of what I mean is I was an alcoholic most of my life, okay? I quit drinking November 3rd, 2016. Thank you, before you congratulate me. So I quit drinking in November of 2016, but I quit drinking. I didn't have my bottom. I didn't bottom out. Like I didn't hit ground zero, okay, in 2016. I almost died in 2016 from almost drinking myself to death, but that wasn't my bottom. I hit my bottom 2 years later in September of 2018. It took 2 years for that shit to kick in. I had to be clean and sober for 2 whole years before the real stuff that made me a drunk happened. All the shit that I drank down for almost 30 years, glug, 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 drinking down those feelings. Sadness, sorrow, anger. I had no idea how angry I was. God damn it, I was furious. All of those things didn't bubble up until after I was able to get sober, okay, remove the alcohol. Now, I want to go ahead and equate this to also getting initiated in spiritual practices, okay? When you get initiated into spiritual practices, spiritualist practices, the initiation is the beginning. It's the start of your path. It's, now I've gotten on the path, now what? Now you start walking that path. Do you know what I'm saying? And as you're walking that path, you start encountering difficulties. You start encountering your karma. You start having to rearrange your destiny. You have to figure out what the hell it is that you want and what you're going to do, okay? And that can be a painful process. And it can bring up what we would say old traumas, past hurts, pain, suffering. Those things can come up for you after you receive initiation, okay? Because you've been reborn. Initiation is like being reborn. It's like becoming a new person. You've become a different person. You're not the same person. The person that walks into the initiation room is not the same person that walks out. No, Jennifer, you're just fine. I'm telling you that you're initiated now. That means that you're going to be going through a process of growth. Initiation is not the end. Initiation is not the end. Initiation is the beginning. You guys understand? It's the beginning. You're fine. And here's the other thing that I want to say. Are you ready for this? Just because you get initiated by one person doesn't mean that person is supposed to be your teacher. Maybe that person came into your life just to initiate you. Maybe that's why they came into your life. But maybe after that initiation is over and that person played the role they were supposed to play, giving you what you needed to receive, it was somebody else's responsibility to be your teacher. Do you hear what I'm fucking saying? Listen to what I'm saying. This is for everybody. This is for anybody that's ever got initiated into anything. Okay. Just because you join a particular group or you get initiated by a particular godparent, I'm using my tradition as an example, or join a particular house, does not mean that you're meant to stick around in that house, does not mean that that person, their people, or that person are right for you, are right for you. It might mean that you need to find another house, or you might need to find a new godparent, or somebody new to teach you. And guess what? That's going to happen throughout your entire career walking on the spiritual path. You are on a marathon, baby. This is not a sprint. The spiritual path is a marathon. Nobody gets anywhere fast. Hold on. Excuse me. Do you guys hear my stomach? Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, okay, so Jennifer, what the thing is this is what I'm going to recommend. Let me tell you about my journey. I have been a member of multiple houses, okay? I'm sure those people love to talk shit about me behind my back. Hopefully they don't, because I don't talk shit about them. But I have been a part of more than one group of people that practice the things that I've practiced. The time that I spent with those people came to an end, and I moved on. Now, I want to say something. The people that initiated me into the practices I had before I got my Mano de Arula, before I found my Babalao, before I found my godmother and the people that are helping me in Lukumi and in Ifa, the people that initiated me into the other practices I got initiated into, I love them very much and I respect them and I wish them nothing but the best. Because at the time that I needed them to initiate me into those practices, that they did. And they weren't stepping stones. I didn't step on them or step over them. I went to them, I received what I needed to receive, and then I moved on. Because for whatever reason. And you need to think about the same thing. Anyone who's in a house right now of spiritual people or Apollo or Lukumi or Ifa or whatever, if you're in a house or you're in a place where it's very, very difficult, you feel oppressive energy, people are being mean to you or rude to you, or you feel like now they're trying to scam you and they're constantly trying to get your money out of you, they're not helpful to you, or they just don't give a fuck about you, then it might mean that you need to find a different teacher. So I'll tell you what it's like working with Cuban Synergy, because Mercedes is awesome sauce. She talks to me where I'm at. She answers my questions. She teaches me. She gives me book recommendations. She asks me questions. She tests my knowledge. She is acting as a guide, and she is also a person that will say that, everyone comes into your life for a reason. There's a reason why people come into your life. Maybe not everybody is meant to stay in your life, but there's a reason why everybody comes into your life. And when I'm working with her, and when I'm working with my Babalao, Renee, I always feel good. I always feel comfortable. I don't feel like I'm stressed out. I don't feel like I have anxiety. Being around a good godparent or being around someone in the tradition is like taking a deep breath, okay? Taking a deep breath and being able to relax. And so you want to be around people like that. You want to find practitioners like that and stick to that. And if we need to talk and do a separate reading at some other point in time, one-on-one, you know where to find me. I'm sorry. Let me get back here for a second. You're an empath. You've got empath abilities. Okay, you got to be really, really careful and protect your emotional self. You need to protect your emotions. And I'm going to tell all the empaths in the room how to do spiritual protection. Okay, don't give a fuck. That's how you protect yourself when you're an empath. You need to care less. You need to wake up in the morning and you need to actively tell yourself, I need to be a little bit more, it's not uncaring, ambivalent. If you're an empath and you pick up on people's emotions and you hold on to that shit like I do because I'm a super empath and I'm a psychic medium, you have to train yourself to be more ambivalent. Excuse me. It does not mean that you don't care about other people. I care about other people, but I can't care about every single person I meet, and I also can't put myself out for every single person I meet to my detriment, because that's the kind of person I am. Hey, Brujo. I'm doing a reading, you guys. If I don't respond to you, it's because I'm doing a reading. Excuse me, my coffee. Hold on. The point is that, what was the point of what I was just saying? Hold on. I just lost my train of thought. Empaths. You need to teach yourself to be more ambivalent and be able to turn off those emotions and not pick up other people's stuff. That means pay attention to yourself. If you're someone that picks up very easily on energy in crowds, wear headphones. Get yourself headphones, okay? Do you know if I go out and I know it's going to be crowded, like when I used to have to wear the bus, but when I rode the bus, I had to get these sound deafening headphones. I had to get these headphones that blocked out outside noise. I have to keep my focus down. I have to look down at the ground when I walk. I don't want to be making eye contact with people on the street. I don't want to be brushing up against people's bodies when I'm on the street. I don't want to hear what other people are talking about. I don't want to hear the sound of other people's voices when I'm out on the street. That's why you'll always see me with my ear pods on or something, because my energy will get fucked up literally by just being in the room with somebody with stank ass energy. You see what I'm saying? Whoever said they needed help, I can't help you tonight. I'm sorry. I can't help you tonight. I would like to, but I can't. So you need to care a little bit less, Jennifer. The next thing is the spirit is saying that you need to get more sleep because you need to pay attention to your dreams also. Damn, what the hell? I need to do a workshop on dreams. Fuck it. I need to do a workshop. I need to do a live Zoom workshop. I'm going to set up a workshop to do for dreams, because I got there's a whole bunch of you out there that have dreaming related psychic issues that I need to work with. I would like to do that. I would like to do that, Mercedes. Lucid dreaming, specifically lucid dreaming. And you just said lucid dreamer. Because there are different levels to dreaming, okay? And I'm going to hit pause on the time so that I can explain this to you guys real quick about dreams. I'm just going to make this a teaching night also. I put you on pause, okay? You're not losing any time, but I want to say this about dreams. There are different levels and stages to dreaming. There is dreamless sleep, which is very, very good. It's when you go to sleep at night and you don't dream about anything. You wake up in the morning and refreshed and you don't remember a thing. If you're someone who is a lucid dreamer or someone who has intense dreams, you have to train yourself, train your mind and discipline yourself, even use medicinal herbs, so that when you go to bed at night and you don't want to dream, that you sleep. Because real psychic dreamers who are good, trained psychic dreamers can turn it on and turn it off. If your psychic abilities are constantly bombarding you at all times and you don't have the ability to turn that shit off, you're a poor medium. You're a poor psychic. You have to be able to do things that are going to shut off those psychic abilities if you have psychic abilities. Like I said earlier, I wear headphones when I'm out. I don't look at people in the eye. I don't rub up against people or get close to them. I don't go out and hang out in crowds. You'll never see me at a concert. You'll never see me at a full movie theater. I keep my distance because that's how I protect myself. Psychic dreamers, you should be able to go to sleep at night, and if you don't want to dream, not dream. And if you do dream, then learning how to journey in your dreams is very, very, very important. Hey. So I need to do a workshop on dreaming. I'm going to save that for a workshop. Okay, so let's get back to Jennifer. We're in the home stretch here, okay? I got a couple of more messages for you. First message is, and you probably know this already, you need more training and more discipline and more instruction in the field of spiritual studies that you are engaged in. You need more training, more studying, more research, and more guidance under somebody that practices the things that you want to practice, period. You need a spiritual guide. Because it's very difficult to do any of these things by yourself, especially if you're new. If you're new, you can't do these things by yourself. All of these traditions and things are done within the context of a community. Even if that community is people that you see and talk to over the phone, over FaceTime, over WhatsApp, in Facebook groups, you have to regularly associate with the people that practice the things that you do in order to stay sharp, in order to get help, in order to ask questions, in order to learn. Okay. If you do it by yourself, you're putting yourself at risk, at really, really harming yourself, because it means that you don't have the guidance you need in order to do things properly. You have a grandmother and a grandfatherly spirit that's stepping forward for you. Are you Polish? Do you have any Polish ancestors or people from around that area? I have a gentleman coming forward for me, and I think the woman that's with him is his wife. They came together at the same time, and it seems like I don't know what's close to Poland. I'm looking it up on my computer. Okay. Okay. So let me tell you something. You have an ancient ancestor. This ancestor is really, really, really old. It's really, really old and Germanic. And it comes from the geographical region that I'm looking at is between Germany and Poland, and north, which is like up towards Denmark. You have an ancestor spirit that's coming to me, is really, really old, and he brought his wife with him. And at first, I heard him say to me, Poland, and now I'm looking at it, and he's showing... Shut up. And I want to show you where this ancestor is saying that he's from, okay? I'm going to show you, because it just came to me. Fuck. He comes from here. Before this was Poland, before this was Germany, he come from right here, right where the line is, right on the coast, right there on the water, at the line where Germany and Poland come together. There. That's where this particular person is coming from, him and his wife. He was a coastal person. He had a boat, but he didn't have a big boat. This person must have lived at least 5 to 600 years ago in life. He's got a very pronounced nose. He's got, his face is thin. He's thin. I see him wearing some kind of like hat. It's like a sailor's hat, but it's not like a sailor's hat. It's like some other kind of hat. See, my godmother over here is tuning in with me and picking up on shit. That grandfather spirit comes with the grandmotherly spirit, and both of them are very, very lovely. They have white hair, but they definitely are. They're tall, they're lanky, and they're coastal people. I need to give you one more message, and then I need to stop, okay? The other thing is, if you don't want to get pregnant right now, be very, very careful, because you got fertility related stuff going on. I don't know what the fertility related stuff is, but it's reproductive. And what it's saying is that if you don't want to have an unwanted pregnancy, then make sure that your partner is, protecting themselves. So is that okay, Jennifer? Okay. All right. Well, good. Then it might have something else to do. It might mean that you need more orgasms in your life. Maybe you need to, enjoy sex and sexuality and allow those things to happen. Be more, adventurous in the bedroom. If you want to play around with that kind of stuff, then you can also do that. And my live is set to 18 and up. So that means nobody can come into my live that's under the age of 18. Since I just made that advice or gave that advice to this woman, I just want everybody to know if the user is under the age of 18, unless they lied about their account, I have an adult chat. This is not for children. All of my videos are set to 18 and up, and all of my lives are set to 18 and up, just so you know. So that nobody accuses me of being a pedophile on here. Assholes. Oh, Jennifer, one more thing. You ready? I know, right, Magda? The last thing is green fluorite was your crystal oracle card. Green fluorite. I love green fluorite. And the question is this mine? I didn't know what this card meant when I first pulled it for you. Is this mine? There might be a little doubt in the back of your head right now about whether or not the path you're on is the right path because you're not getting the spiritual guidance that you need. That's what I'm feeling. That's what the spirit is saying to me. You might be happy that you joined the spiritual path, but you don't really know whether or not you're moving forward on it slowly because you need more direction and help. And I would be more than willing to help you. And so would Mercedes. All right, I've got one more reading to do. Where's my beekeeper? Please be my... Oh, that's okay. I have got a little... I've got a pocket pussy that does everything I needed to do, minus the female that comes along with it. I'm single, and I'm all set. Very, very happy. I can take care of myself. They make all kinds of nice, artificial stimulators that are, anatomically correct. So I can get that pussy and I don't need the bitch that comes along with it. Oh my God, I cannot believe I just said that. Did I say that? Go ahead, cancel me now. Cancel me now. I'm sure you're a really nice girl, though. I'm sure you'll find the right guy. Believe me, you don't want to date me anyway, because I'm a real asshole. No, you don't want to date me. I'm a real asshole. Just... I got a lot of problems and a lot of baggage. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, people, I have to pee, and then I need my... I need to do my last reading. Where's my beekeeper at? Bee charmer. Not beekeeper, bee charmer. All right. Bee charmer, let me, Janine, let me pee, Janine, and then I will read you. Okay? All right. Hold on. Be right back. Hold, please. Ugh. All right. Bee Charmer. You ready? Janine. Here we go. I'm going to shuffle up your cards. Great. So am I. As I shove Cadbury Easter eggs down my throat. Mercedes, I hope you're not mad at me for doing a big reveal on you. Because the reason why I haven't been public about working with her is because obviously people that don't like me are going to attack anybody associated with me. And so the people I work with, I have not been open about working with them because I did not want to needlessly subject them to internet trolls, you know, because goddamn do they come for me. Yeah. And damn, you know, I didn't even have to publicly put you out there. You already got attacked viciously by people. I just don't understand why people are such assholes. I don't understand why people are such asses. This is just a reminder to everybody that if you want to get a reading with me, a 1-hour reading, you can go to my TikTok profile. You can click the link on my bio and you can click schedule a spiritual consultation. And you can sit down with me for a whole hour, but actually it's always more than an hour. My readings are always more than an hour. For me to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can. On your spiritual path, with your spirits. Okay, that's one. I use a lot of cards, people. I use a lot of cards. And it's because it's like, when you're reading cards and you lay down your cards, it's like painting a picture. You know, the spiritual world just kind of like paints a rough draft of what's going on in your life for you. Hold on. This person has come back. Thomas, I'm sorry that you're having such a hard time. I've got to keep myself on a schedule. I need to be able to go live at 6 or 7, but I've got to be able to finish before midnight. I can't do these things where I'm on live until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, or I won't be able to focus. Let me tell you something, though. Who went to the restroom? Janine? Thomas, I'm going to give you a word of advice. I'm not reading you, okay? This is not a read, but I'm going to give you a word of advice, and this is what you need to remember. Everybody needs to remember this. Everybody. Okay, Janine, she's coming back. Everybody needs to remember this, okay? The only thing that makes life better after a tragedy, after a death, after a disaster, after the end of a relationship, the loss of a child or a parent, or having to walk away from school, or going bankrupt, or whatever it is, the only thing that's going to make you feel better is time. That's it. The only thing that's going to make you feel better is time and distance. You will heal from whatever it is that's harmed you, but it's going to take time. And sometimes that pain lasts for years. Sometimes the pain lasts for years. And there's never really an end date as to when you stop grieving over a loss. Listen to me, motherfuckers. I'm telling you the truth. I got no reason to lie to you. There is no expiration date as to when that pain is going to stop. My grandmother died when I was 10. I loved my grandmother. And if I think about my grandmother too much, then I will 100% feel the sadness that I felt when I was 10 years old, and I will go back and I'll re-experience that. I'll feel re-traumatized. I'll miss my grandmother. I'll probably cry, and then I'll have a whole moment, okay? And then I'll be like all sullen for a couple of hours, and then the rest of my night I'll just be sad, okay? But that's something that happened how long ago? 32 years ago? 32 years later, I can still cry about my grandmother, okay? There's no expiration date or time from which you stop grieving from a loss. I was a drunk my whole life. I drank a lot. I had a lot of missed opportunities in life because I couldn't quit drinking. That's a loss. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're in pain, if you're suffering, if you're feeling raw about it, the only thing that is going to make you feel better over time is time. The only thing that's going to make you feel better is time, okay? So the trick is, while you're waiting for yourself to heal, not allowing yourself to fall down a rabbit hole, okay? Don't allow yourself to go down that rabbit hole. Let me tell you something. If the person that you love died, they're not dead. Nobody ever really dies. Nobody ever really dies. There's no such thing as death in the sense of like nothingness. That's just not how the universe works. It's not how it works. Okay? So if you lost someone who's passed away, you must have faith, and you have to know that it's the nature of the universe that everything comes back. I believe in reincarnation. I do. This body that I'm in right now, whatever this is, whatever this big white fucking face is that I see when I look in the mirror and people get angry at when they look at TikTok, one day this is going to die. This shell, this body that I'm in is going to die. And they're going to scoop up my body and they're going to throw it in a biodegradable bag, and they're going to take it out to a cemetery, and they're going to throw they're going to throw this body into the ground, into a hole, and they're going to cover it up and put a stone on top, because I'm getting a green burial, a natural burial, okay? But the point is that whatever this is today is going to end at some point in time. And then I'm going to be off and running to whatever is going to happen next, because I have no intention of allowing death to prevent me from doing whatever it is that's going to come next. You see? So life after death is real. It's good to make plans for it, but not to be too stressed out about it. But reincarnation is real. This is not the first or the last time that you've been here or anybody else that you know has been here. My friend got killed in a motorcycle accident 2 years ago. Chris. That's Chris. And that's his candle that I light for him. He was a saintly man. He was a good person. And he died because of somebody else's negligence. So, but he's still here. He's still around. Loss does put you through accelerated awakening. You're 100% right about that. But you know what? Here's the thing, though. Let me say something else. Death is also a blessing. Death is also a blessing. Life is a gift, but death can be a blessing, okay? There are some people that come here to this earth and they incarnate and they have such a miserable life and they suffer. They suffer. They come into this world to suffer. And they have horrible lives. And death is a release from that. Death is a way of releasing someone out of being trapped in a body that's sick, diseased, disabled, or has been injured in unfathomable ways. Death is a gift because pain doesn't last forever and pleasure doesn't last forever. That's the beautiful thing about life. Things that are good, but they don't last forever. And things that are bad are just bad, but those bad things don't last forever either. Okay? So, no matter what it is you're going through, just remember this. Nothing lasts forever, and that's a good thing. Nothing lasts forever, and it's a good thing that things don't last forever. Even the universe, even the sun that you look up in the sky every day, one day that sun is going to die. One day this universe is going to collide with another universe, or it's going to be sucked into the black hole at the center of our galaxy, at the galactic center. Something's going to happen. But even everything you're looking at right now is not going to be here forever. So you need to just be appreciative for what you have now, okay? Even relationships. And relationships are the worst because you walk away from a relationship and that person is still alive and you're still alive and it hurts that you can't be together. That you can't be together. But it is what it is. And your life will continue to move forward and you will get better over time. Okay, if it's heartbreak. All right. So, now we had that conversation. Janine is waiting for my fucking reading. Janine is waiting for my reading. All right, Janine. Bye, Mama. What is it, Magda? But let me tell you something about the universe, though. Let me tell you about what it's like to be here. You know how you love your favorite movie? You know how you love your favorite movie? I love Doctor Strange. So you know what's great about Doctor Strange? It took a lot of effort for them to make that movie, right? It cost a lot of money to make, took a lot of costumes, took actors. They put together that movie called Doctor Strange. They put together these Marvel comic movies, and guess what? They had a beginning, they had a middle, and they had an end. The actors showed up, they made the movies came out, everybody enjoyed them, and now it's over. But guess what? It always is there on DVD. It's always there to rewind and watch again. It's always there to view. And that's how I feel about the universe. And this is not stuff that I talk about because it's too deep to talk about and people would misinterpret what I'm saying. They would say it means something else. But what I'm saying is, in the mind of God, everything that we experience, it is always there. It will always be there. Do you see what I'm saying? In the mind of God, all of this is being recorded. So, just like a movie. It's just like a movie. But that's a occult secret, and I probably was not supposed to tell you that. No one's pulling the wool over your eyes. Okay. Almost there, Janine. That's why I really love the word, the name Oludumare. Oludumare, which is a name that the Yoruba people gave for God, or the supreme creator. Oludumare is neither seen as male or female. But the name Oludumare means the owner of all possible outcomes. That means whatever outcome that could possibly happen ever, at any time, in any moment throughout all of history, from now, the past, the future, or anything that's going to happen, or anything that could possibly happen, Oludumare is the owner of that. The owner of all possible outcomes. And I think that's brilliant. Because in the end, only God knows. All right, Janine. My God, I finally made it. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the Spirit has to say to Janine tonight. What's up, Christina? You got some good messages, Janine, and you got some other messages coming out that are not so great. You got mixed messages. Janine, is this the first time I've read you? Hey, Starkey. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. Oh, then you just came up to support tonight? Oh. Okay, you got a really beautiful message coming through for you. You've got some really beautiful messages coming through. You got some other messages coming through. Okay. Wow. I feel really, really, really special. Thank you for telling me that. Well, that means that I'm supposed to be here for you. All right. So, check it out. I'm going to go ahead and give you the shit news first, since we're friends. And since you know me and you know my style. One, you need to get a handle on your sleep, because your sleep is fucked up, or your schedule is off, or you're not sleeping deep enough, or you're having difficulty breathing while you're sleeping. Are you waking up choking? Are you waking up with a dry mouth? Are you finding yourself frequently waking up throughout the night? Because, okay. So look, you pull the Ten of Swords card for me, and the Ten of Swords card is the one card in all of my deck that has to do with physical health. There's something going on with your physical health that needs to be addressed, okay? You could be deficient in some kind of vitamin or mineral, okay? You might need like magnesium or something, or some kind of vitamin. You might be depleted in some kind of way. You might need to do some medicinal herbs to help you sleep. Have you actually tried to do any herbs to help you get a deeper night's sleep? I'm going to be doing readings every night this week, Christina, so come back. There's something going on with your health. So when's the last time you saw a doctor? Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn in your face. Have you seen a doctor about this yet? It's been a while since you saw it. You need to make an appointment to see somebody so that they can check your blood. What state do you live in? Michigan. Okay. And you said this is something that only started over the past couple of weeks? Okay. Well, I don't want to alarm you because, like I said, this could be something as simple as you being anemic or having some kind of other issue. It could have to do with like being deficient in some kind of vitamin. But you definitely need to seek medical attention for that. Like you need to go see a doctor and tell them that you've been feeling weak. Tell them that, just lie to them so that they'll take tests on you. Tell them whatever you need to tell them for them to like do a blood workup on you to see whether or not you're having any issues with your blood. Okay. Tell them you think you're anemic or whatever, or tell them exactly what's going on and get help for that, because it could be something else. It could be something. It could be nothing, or it could be serious. So that's why my spirits are telling you that you need to check it out. Yeah, you are depleted, but you're also working too hard. The Ten of Bows, which is the card of responsibility, comes for you, and this particular card says oppressive workload. That's an oppressive workload. This particular card, the Ten of Bows, has a lot to do with feeling oppressed. It looks like you might be working too hard or under a lot of stress. I did pull the Blasted Oak card, which is that Tower card. So whatever it is that you need to find out about your health, you need to check it out before it gets worse or inflamed. Look, I told somebody to go see a doctor because they told me that they were experiencing some kind of like, the reading said that they were sick. They went to a doctor. They found out they had a serious problem. They got it fixed. Okay. So those are the messages that came out that were concerning to me. I also have several cards here talking about travel for you. Also waiting for your ship to come in. One card specifically talks about traveling and adventure. And the second one talks about like you being patiently waiting for the next thing to happen, whatever that next thing is. There's a card, the other warning card besides the thing about the health is you pulled the Seven of Swords. And whenever I pull the Seven of Swords, it talks about that there's somebody around you in your life or coming into your life that's deceptive, or someone who's a liar, or someone who's trying to hold information from you. A toxic individual and someone that's up to no good. And I don't know who that is or if you know who that is, but if there's anyone in your life that you suspect as being not being honest with you, then you need to think about how you're going to deal with that person. And you need to kind of like separate yourself from them. I used to not be calm. The other thing that's coming out is that you feel like you're being attacked. You feel like you're being attacked by life in multiple directions. It's coming from your family. It's also coming from your work. It could be coming from the person that you're with in a relationship. But right now you feel like you got people coming at you from every single direction, okay? That comes through in the Seven of Wands. This gentleman up here in a kilt shows him standing on a mound with people pointing their wands towards him. And he's holding his wand up in a defensive way, meaning he's ready to take an onslaught of attacks. It's the same thing with you. You feel like you're looking around and you're surrounded by a bunch of obstacles. You're surrounded by a bunch of fuck shit that you don't know how you're going to deal with. And it all feels like it's coming to you at one time. But what does the Spirit tell us? The Spirit tells us that you have the ability to overcome these obstacles because you have the high ground. Whatever, sword that person wants to impale themselves on, they will do that because you are in the right, you are in the know, you know what you're doing, you know what your limitations are, you know your boundaries, and for some reason, I don't know why I'm using the words I'm using, that's just what Spirit is saying through me to you. You have the high ground, okay? And you need to take the high road, is what they're saying. Your ancestors want you to do more for them, straight up. Like, I pulled the Great Bear for you, and whenever I pull the Great Bear for someone, it means that the ancestor is saying, come on over here. Come over here, sit on my lap, let me tell you a thing, okay? So that's my card. The Great Bear card is a card when the ancestor is calling to someone. Really? Well, are you taking care of them or what? Are you, putting out water for them, a candle? Are you talking to them? Are you working with them? Look, I'm just the messenger. Yeah. So there's a whole the whole, what do they call that? Superstition. There's a whole superstition around appeasing the dead. That the dead can be really, really tricky. And that sometimes there's spirits that will come around that have a grudge on their shoulder or something that needs to be worked out ancestrally. And I'm not saying that you have that. That's not what I'm saying. But there's this idea that we need to keep the dead happy. We need to remember them. We need to say their names out loud. We need to call our saintly ancestors to come back down, to help us out, to listen to us, to help us with our problems. Putting out a glass of water, a fresh glass of water once a week, and a white candle is the least you can do for your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Good night, Magda. So stay on top of that. You have an ancestor spirit that's stepping forward that's very, very prominent in your spiritual court. This particular ancestor spirit I'm not doing any more readings tonight, sweetheart. I'll be on tomorrow night. You have an ancestor spirit that's coming to me that seems very, 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 I don't know if it's Celtic. This is a very shamanic kind of spirit. It's wearing a cloak, and it's wearing some kind of dress, but I feel like it's a man, and I feel like he's wearing some kind of headdress, but a headdress that has horns on it. There are some festivals or cultures. No, your parents aren't your ancestors. I'm not, but let me finish doing my reading. We can talk more about ancestors. So Janine, have you ever seen those costumes that people put on in Europe or like in Eastern Europe where they dress up for the holiday and they put on like the helmet with the horns on it and all of that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Not tonight though, Kim. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's where this ancestor is originating from. That, whatever that group is, and I don't know what it is, but he's like dressed up in some kind of costume. And I don't know where that, so did you get your ancestry DNA yet? Did you do your ancestry DNA? Oh, you probably did. Did Africa come back for you? I'm just wondering. Because there's a spirit around you in your court that seems to be African. Okay, doesn't matter. I feel like you have several men around you tonight, which is this person that I see. Oh, you know you're Viking. Yeah. For one thing, your spiritual court is very, very strong with you. You pull the star card, and you pull the star card twice. Whenever I pull the star card for someone, it tells me that their holy guardian angel, whoever their principal spirit guide is, and also the spirits in their court, the spiritual court, is very, very strong with them. And tonight, the leader of that spiritual court is this ancestor that's dressed up in this costume, this pagan costume. Oh, man. All right, we're going to keep going with that. You also have, you pull the Green Man card. And whenever I pull the Green Man card, that tells me that you really, really need to spend more time in nature and you need to go to the woods. Going to the woods is going to help you solve the problem that you have. The Green Man card in the Wildwood deck represents raw nature. There's the green man and the green woman that's in the deck, but the green man specifically represents all the creepy crawly things, all of the things that are dangerous in nature. The more aggressive part of nature are the raw, untamed nature. You need to be out in nature. You need to go to the woods. You need to go to the mountains, or you need to take some kind of trip and you need to go out into the woods in order to breathe, get some rejuvenation, and get some fresh air, okay? Hey, Katie. The spirit is saying that there's some kind of skill that you need to learn. You pull the 8 of coins, which shows this little boy who's learning how to carve pentacles or pentacles. So there's something that you need to be studying. What is it that you think you need to be studying right now? Or how about this? What are you studying right now? You're welcome, Thomas. Reiki? You're studying it right now? Because I'm getting ready to do a whole Reiki thing. Where do you live? I'm going to be doing a Reiki healing training. And I'm going to be doing it live on Zoom. And it's going to be for several weeks in a row. And I'm going to announce it on my Facebook group. If you want to be a member of my Facebook group, you got to send me a friend request on Facebook. I will add you to my Facebook group. And after I add you to my Facebook group, I'm going to make an announcement that I'm going to be doing a class workshop online to train people to understand energy healing and energy work. And then I'm also going to be offering attunements. Michigan. You told me that before. Man. There's a book that you need to read. Let me go ahead and show you right now. This is the foundational book for the program. If you want to read a book, everybody, this is my book recommendation for Reiki. Everybody needs to own this book if you have interest in Reiki at all. The Japanese Art of Reiki, A Practical Guide to Self-Healing. And that is by Bronwyn and Franz Stein. The Japanese Art of Reiki. I want everybody, if you have any desire at all, to learn about Reiki or study Reiki. That's the only book you'll ever need, besides finding a Reiki master that will actually give you the attunement. This book will teach anyone who wants to practice Reiki everything they need to know about Reiki. Okay, the true history of it, where it really, really comes from. The Japanese Art of Reiki. If you want to learn how to practice Reiki, you need to read that book and you need to practice all of the exercises that are in that book. That is the book with the exercises to use to start getting yourself prepared for a Reiki attunement. Then what you have to have is a Reiki attunement. Okay. Spirit says that you need to accept somebody's generosity. If somebody comes along and offers you money, accept it. If somebody comes along and offers to give you some of their time or help you out in something at your work, you need to accept it. You need to be more gracious in accepting people's gifts, allowing other people to help you. Does that make sense? Yes, you need to focus on you. You pulled the 7 of Hearts. And what the 7 of Hearts tells me is that you walk many paths. Okay? You walk many paths. You weren't meant to walk just one spiritual path. Like, you weren't meant to just be a witch. You weren't meant to just be a Reiki practitioner. You're meant to be very eclectic. You're meant to spread yourself around and learn about many different cultures, people, places, and things, and different practices. You will find your practice, or you will find what works best for you. But on your spiritual path, it's going to take a lot of different experimentation in order for you to get there. Does that make sense? You have two grandfatherly spirits that are coming forward for me. And I need to focus on her spirits the way I see them. Okay. So let me focus on these two grandfatherly spirits the way I see them. You've got two grandfatherly spirits. One is coming to you from your father's side of the family, and one is coming to you from your mother's side of the family. The grandfather that's coming from your father's side of the family, he has dark hair, dark eyes. He's got a round face. He's got a dark beard. He's someone that like had a farm. He owned a farm. I see him sitting outside, and he's sitting underneath some kind of tree. And this seems to be someone who was born in this country. So it's not an old world spirit. It's a new world spirit. Maybe he didn't own the farm. Maybe he just worked on the farm. This particular grandfather had a ring. He had like a gold ring, like a signet ring. It was thick. It looked like it could have been gold or white gold, or maybe it was gold covered. But it looked like what a college ring would look like, but it's flat. It had a flat top on it. What is it? Can you tell me? And then I'll tell you about this other grandfatherly spirit that's stepping forward for me. They're very close together, these two grandfatherly spirits. Sorry. Yes. I knew that it had some kind of image on top of it. That was like an image, like a symbol or something. Was that your grandfather? Tomorrow night, tulips. I'm done doing readings for the night. Tomorrow. Anyway, this whole ring has like is really, wow. That's really, really good. This other grandfatherly spirit that I see coming for you, I'm having a difficult time trying to see what this person looks like. I can't see him. Hold on. Okay, so let me tell you something. What it is like being a medium, okay, and communicating with spirits. when spirits are trying to communicate with you. Okay. You know, when you're a kid and you get into a pool with your friend and you go up and you take a deep breath and then you go down under the water and then you scream or you try to yell at, have you ever tried to yell at somebody or talk or scream when you're underwater? You know how you can hear the person talking, but you can't really hear what they're saying? That's what it's like being a medium, because that's the level of thickness that you have to go through in order to receive these kinds of messages. It's literally like being underwater. I'm sorry, I failed. I lost the connection with him. Maybe he'll come back. So another thing, last but not least, wait a minute, hold on. This other grandfatherly spirit, or this other person, maybe it's not your grandfather, okay? This is somebody who was riding a bus. I see them on a bus. They're on a bus. They're like on a trolley or some kind of train, but it looks more like a bus or a trolley. I see them holding on to like one of the bars, one of the vertical bars on the trolley. He's kind of got a little bit of a widow's peak on the back. He's got on brown chocolate pants. He was born like in the late 1800s. When he was a little boy, he was like a newsie. You remember that movie Newsies, where they have the newspaper? It's the musical. Like, I don't know when that is, 1920s or something. He was 12. He was about between the ages of 10 and 12 years old at that time. Do you know who that is? I put my last bit of psychic power into trying to pull that spirit. Wow. What do you know? Wow. That was a lot of work. Wow. Okay, he's very happy. He's very, very happy that he came through. I don't know what he wanted, but if you know anything about that person, you should probably sit there and try to talk to them at the ancestor altar, at your ancestor shrine. If you know them by name, speak their name and tell them to come forward and give you the message that they want you to have. Because that person you should probably talk to. Okay, and that's my reading for you tonight. Did that help you in any kind of way? Oh, your crystal oracle card. Imperial Topaz. You live abundance. Live abundantly. This is a very, very good card to pull. It's talking about living in abundance. Okay, look, when you wake up in the morning, regardless of whether or not you've got $5 in your bank account or $5 million in your bank account, when you get up in the morning, when you're living abundantly, when you're living in abundance, it means you wake up and the world is your oyster. It means that you recognize that you don't own anything here. It means you recognize that nobody owns anything here. Did you hear what I said? We just borrow shit while we're here, but we don't own anything. So when you live abundantly, it doesn't matter how much money you have. When you wake up in the morning, you feel like a king. That's how I feel. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm living in absolute luxury because it's a state of mind. All right. All right, everybody, I'm done. I've got to go eat, go to sleep, get my life together, and then I will come back tomorrow to do more readings for you guys on this profile. I hope you enjoyed yourself. That was a lot of fun. Yes, I need to eat and sleep, and I'm going to go do that right now. Y'all have a great rest of the night, okay? Much love to you.